Hi, this is Leena Alghamdi. I am a PhD student at University of Central Florida. I will be presenting our work on sharing smart home devices with other people outside the home for the purpose of co-monitoring in-home emergencies. Smart homes are becoming more common, with an expected 13.5 billion smart home devices in active use by 2025. These devices can provide a safe environment by protecting against various threats, such as fire, water leaks, and theft. Smart home security systems offer benefits over traditional in-home systems, allowing owners to receive real-time notifications and increased chances of early mitigation. However, they have downsides, including being expensive and prone to false alarms, which can be costly and result in missed notifications of real emergencies if not professionally monitored. Smart home owners may not want to pay for professional security monitoring, but are not always available to perform emergency monitoring themselves. Recent research has shown that many smart home device owners are willing to share their devices with trusted individuals outside their homes for in-home emergency co-monitoring. This work explores the potential benefits, drawbacks, and design considerations of sharing smart home devices with others for this purpose, with the goal of developing a co-monitoring mobile app for smart home device owners. The study aims to answer high-level research questions related to the concept of co-monitoring and how it can be effectively implemented. So, what are the potential benefits and drawbacks of sharing smart home devices with other people outside the home for in-home emergency co-monitoring? And what are the important design considerations and users' need for designing a smart home emergency co-monitoring system? We conducted 26 co-design interviews with 50 smart home device owners, 24 dyads of 2 participants plus 2 sessions with individuals. We used a multi-model methodological approach where we presented scenarios related to smart home emergency situations and asked questions to prompt participants to reflect on their perceptions and concerns in that context. Participants were then asked to design features for an emergency co-monitoring app for sharing access to their smart home devices with other people outside their homes, like emergency contacts, for in-home emergency co-monitoring. While existing co-monitoring wasn't a selection criteria for this study, a number of participants reported this already occurring. 26% of participants already shared their smart home devices with trusted people who live outside of their homes or had access to others' devices. Overall, we found that most participants saw benefits in co-monitoring their smart home devices with trusted emergency contacts, as it would help them ensure personal safety, safeguard from material loss, and provide peace of mind by ensuring quick emergency response and verifying potential threats. As verification was particularly important if any automated actions could occur following a smart device alert, such as notifying authorities. Participants acknowledged that smart home devices produce many false positives and thus waste the time of emergency responders if there is a false alarm. For our participants, they saw their emergency contact as an intermediate between an alert notification and a call to the authorities. However, having their emergency contacts watch over their homes would also potentially invade their privacy and overburden emergency contacts. They also felt that co-monitoring with outsiders might open their homes to new threats, such as unauthorized access to their homes and security breaches that might occur when smart home devices were shared with others. To alleviate these concerns, participants designed co-monitoring features such that they could have flexible and granular controls on the access of emergency contacts by limiting access duration, devices, and device activities. Many participants also mentioned that granting access for an unlimited period of time could cause major privacy and security issues, so they designed features to enable them to easily revoke access from specific emergency contact at any time. Many participants also suggested some additional features to ensure transparency on the emergency contact status so that they can better organize and manage the co-monitoring in case of an emergency alert. For example, some participants designed location features to view the precise location of all of their trusted emergency contacts with whom their smart home devices are shared. Some participants also designed a feature to check on emergency contacts activity to determine whether an emergency contact is actively monitoring their smart home devices through the co-monitoring app. As a number of participants had concerns over improper access of their devices, participants then designed features to help mitigate these concerns and allow them to monitor or protect against such risks. Thus, some participants introduced a feature to confirm any changes made on emergency notification settings, either by the smart home device owner or the emergency contacts. Participants also wanted to have another security feature that logs all activities of the smart home devices. Most of our participants also suggested additional features that would ensure that the emergency notifications are difficult to ignore or overlook. Many participants recommended a feature for unique and loud alert sounds based on the emergency type. Participants also suggested that the co-monitoring app should send notifications in such a way that it can override the phone's do not disturb or silent mode. And even though we asked our participants to design an app for in-home emergency co-monitoring, some participants wanted features that would directly send notifications or call emergency response so that the situation could be handled in a timely manner by professionals. Also, they wanted the app to have built-in intelligence to decide whether the situation is actually an emergency or not before sending notifications or notifying emergency response directly. We found that people want to protect their homes and desire help in monitoring them. But automated emergency response systems are expensive and still suffer from false alarms. Participants recognize the benefits of co-monitoring with trusted contacts, which may be preferred over professionally monitored alarm systems. Sharing devices raises privacy concerns, but the potential to improve emergency response and peace of mind outweighs those concerns for many. Smart home system designers should provide features that allow users to weigh the adoption, use, and sharing of their devices against privacy intrusions. Future research is needed to determine how false positives occur and designed to further mitigate them. The study found that privacy concerns are a major factor in the adoption of co-monitoring applications for smart home devices, with users only willing to share their devices with those they trust. However, some of the solutions proposed by participants to mitigate these concerns may introduce their own privacy issues, such as data collection and location tracking. Additionally, participants expressed concerns about security attacks and unauthorized access of recorded information by third parties as a result of sharing for co-monitoring. The study recommends that designers of smart home devices consider these privacy and security concerns and adopt trauma-informed practices when developing technologies that may exacerbate existing harm. The study explores features and mechanisms required in an app for emergency co-monitoring of smart home devices. Granular access control is the most important feature required for managing access levels based on schedule, device type, relationships, and location. However, existing sharing interfaces lack transparency, making it difficult for users to determine what exactly is being shared. Providing transparency and a full understanding of access control is challenging. What methods are needed to help users build that understanding? Designers need to balance flexibility and simplicity to meet user needs and provide controls that support common use cases. Therefore, our results suggest a set of design guidelines specific to smart home emergency co-monitoring. The study found that peer-based co-monitoring of smart homes for emergencies could be beneficial in terms of ensuring personal safety and safeguarding from material loss. However, concerns regarding privacy and security breaches were expressed. To address these concerns, participants suggested flexible and granular access control and fail-safe backup features. Our study provides recommendations for designing technologies that facilitate co-monitoring while mitigating its risks. Thank you for watching.